everyone! Welcome to today's video by Heyday Wellness. My name is Kaitlynn, I'm a licensed physical therapist, and we'll be showing you 5 stretches for seniors to do every day before bed in order to have a better morning. So before we get started with the 5 stretches, I always recommend you do a gentle warm-up. This could be anything from just walking around your house a few times to light housework. Anything that'll get your heart rate up for a good 5 to 10 minutes. After you've done a gentle warm-up, it's time to get ready for the stretches. The first stretch we're going to do in standing, and then we'll do 2 in sitting, and then 2 lying in bed. So the first stretch, you're going to use a chair, and this is a standing back stretch. It's really good because it's going to help loosen up the back and also stretch out the hamstrings if they're tight. So go ahead and face a chair, and you want to take a good step backwards. Make sure your feet are underneath your hips. Go ahead and place your arms on the chair. Keep your knees straight and slowly sink your chest down into the floor. Hold this stretch for about 30 seconds. Make sure your knees stay nice and straight. Don't bend your knees. Good. Hold this stretch. Take a good deep breath in through your nose. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Keep up with that breathing pattern as we hold the stretch. This is also a great stretch because it stretches out the front of the shoulders and the chest a little bit as well. Keep holding a few seconds more. Good, go ahead and relax. Come to standing, take a little break. We're gonna go ahead and do this stretch one more time. So after you've taken a little break, let's go ahead and do our second stretch. All right, again, go ahead and bring those legs back, feet underneath your hips. Rest your arms on the chair. Keep the legs nice and straight and slowly let your chest sink toward the floor. Good, again, we'll hold this for 30 seconds and then we'll move on to a couple more stretches. Good, make sure you watch your breathing. Good. Really just let your chest kind of fall toward the floor. Make sure you allow everything to open up. Now, if you have any pain or discomfort with this, then go ahead and lessen the stretch. So don't bring your chest down toward the floor quite as much. These stretches should all be comfortable and gentle. They should not be painful at all. Good, a few seconds left. Good, go ahead and relax. Okay, great, you can go ahead and return to standing, take a little breather, and then we'll get ready for your next stretches. So the next 2 will be sitting in a chair. So you can use the same chair you were just using for that standing stretch. The next stretch we're going to do is a seated side stretch. So for this, you'll be sitting in a chair. Go ahead and bring one arm up over your side and just gently bend toward the side. Good, we're gonna hold this stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds and we're gonna do it twice on both sides. Make sure you breathe through all of these stretches. Again, just as I mentioned in the previous stretch, make sure this is comfortable. Don't go to the point of pain. You should not have any pain with these exercises. Good, 4 seconds left. And relax, good, excellent job. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Bring up the opposite arm, slowly bend away from you. Good, you should feel a good stretch on the side of your trunk here. Good, make sure you're breathing. We're just about halfway there. Good, a few more seconds, you're doing great. All right, good, go ahead and relax. Okay, great, so we're gonna do this one more time to each side. So again, bring that arm up, bend to the side. Good, and just hold. Make sure when you're doing these stretches too that you're not leaning forward at all. You're bending strictly directly to the side. Good, just about halfway there. Excellent job, you're doing great, almost there. Good, and go ahead and relax. All right, great job. Okay, one more time to the other side and then we'll move on to the next one. Bring your arm up and bend directly over to the side. You may notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. If you want on your own, you can go ahead and stretch the side that's tight a little bit longer. But you also don't have to, especially if this is the first time that you're doing this stretch. Good. Just a little under 10 seconds to go. Good, keep holding the stretch. Make sure you're breathing. And relax, very good. Okay, so for this next video, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my chair just so you can see my positioning a little bit better. All right, now we're gonna do a seated hamstring stretch. Oftentimes, we sit a lot more nowadays, so the hamstrings, which live on the back of the thigh, can get tight. If these are tight, it can cause a little bit of low back pain. So we're gonna loosen up this muscle group. We're gonna do each leg for 30 seconds, and we're gonna do it 2 times. So begin by sitting on the edge of the chair. Kick one leg out in front of you. The knee should be straight. The heel is going to be on the floor. And then go ahead, I always like to put my hands on my hips, but you don't have to, it's just kind of to cue me. Keep your back nice and straight and bend forward at the hips so you feel a good stretch in the back of the hamstrings here. You don't want to round your back at all like this. You want to have good upright posture, just bending at the waist. Good job. Keep breathing. You're doing great. We have about 15 seconds to go. Good. You should feel a nice stretch on the back of your thigh. Remember, this should be comfortable. It should not be painful. Good. A couple seconds left. And relax. Good. Excellent job. Okay, now go ahead and kick that other leg out. Make sure your knee is straight, heel is on the floor. Bend forward at the waist, keeping the back nice and straight. Good. Again, we'll hold this for 30 seconds. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure your back isn't rounding. It's nice and flat. You're just bending forward at the hips. Good, keep going. We have about 10 seconds to go. You're doing great, we're almost there. Good, go ahead and relax. All right, excellent job. We're gonna do this one more time on each side and then we'll move on to some exercises that you can do in bed. All right, go ahead and kick that leg out again, heel on the floor. Knee nice and straight, bend forward at the hips so you feel a good stretch in the back of the hamstrings here. Back is nice and straight. And just hold. Make sure you're breathing. You might notice you can bend your hips forward a little bit more on this one because you've already loosened up a little bit, but if not, that's okay too. The more you do this stretch, the more you'll notice that you can bring your hips forward a little bit more. Good, you're doing great, almost there. Good, and relax. All right, last time on the other leg. Heel on the floor, leg nice and straight, back straight, bend forward at the hips, and hold, good. Make sure you're breathing. Good. These are all really great stretches to do before bed. Even doing them periodically throughout the day too to help you loosen up a little bit will be great. Before bed, these are great because they'll help get you nice and relaxed and should hopefully help you fall asleep a little bit faster. All right, you're doing good. We're almost there. And relax. Excellent job. All right, very good. The next 2 exercises will lie on the ground. All right, so now we're gonna do our last 2 stretches and you can do these lying in bed. Or if you're comfortable, you can lie on the floor, but I would recommend doing these in bed because then you can just fall asleep right afterwards. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is called a lower trunk rotation. This is gonna be great to stretch out the low back and even the mid back a little bit. So begin by lying flat on your back with your knees bent, arms by your side. What you're going to do is you're going to keep your legs together and just go ahead and let them fall to one side. We're going to hold each position for 10 seconds and we're going to do it 5 times to each side. Good, go ahead and come up and then let them fall toward the opposite side. Make sure you're breathing through all of these stretches. Good, come up. Let them rotate down to the opposite side again. And don't force your knees down, just kind of let them fall down to the side naturally. Good, back up. Rotate toward the opposite side. You may also notice that one side is a little bit tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. Go ahead and come up, down toward the opposite side again. Over time, once you do these stretches routinely, you'll notice that that side that's a little tight becomes a little bit looser and both sides become more normal. Good, come up, down toward the opposite side. You should feel a nice stretch in your low back and even into your mid back. Good, 2 more times to each side. This is a great overall mobility exercise too. So in the morning, if your back is a little bit stiff, this is also a good exercise to do before you get out of bed. Go ahead and switch to the opposite side. But the goal is that hopefully if you do this before you bed, you'll be a little bit looser in the morning. Good, 1 more time to each side. You're doing great. We're almost through all these stretches. You're doing awesome. Good, last time to the other side. Just let those knees fall. Good, excellent job. Okay, you can go ahead and stay lying on your bed or on your back. The next stretch we're gonna do is called a double knee to chest. This is another great exercise to loosen up your low back, and it can be rather relaxing as well. So we're gonna hold the stretch for 30 seconds and do it 2 times. So again, begin by lying on your back, knees bent. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring one knee to your chest and then the opposite knee to your chest. And just gently pull those knees toward your chest. And we'll just go ahead and hold this here for about 30 seconds. Now, sometimes people complain of pinching in the hips, especially if you pull your knees directly toward your chest. If you feel a little bit of that pinching, just move your legs out to the side and then pull your knees toward your chest. That tends to be more comfortable for people. Just hold here, make sure you're breathing. This is a very nice, relaxing stretch for the low back. Good, we're almost there, just a little bit longer. Good, go ahead and relax. Put one leg down first and then the other leg down. Good, just lie here for a few seconds. Go ahead and relax. And then when you're ready, we'll pull one knee toward the chest again and then the other. So go ahead and bring one knee toward the chest and then the opposite knee. And again, you can bring your legs out to the side slightly if you feel that pinching. Now, if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can have your hands on top of your knees and then you can pull down a little bit more. If you have knee pain though, I would recommend not doing this because you're putting a little extra pressure on the knees. Good, make sure you're breathing through these stretches. And again, make sure this is not painful. This should be a gentle, comfortable stretch that you feel in your low back. few seconds longer. You guys are doing great. Good, go ahead and relax by bringing one leg down and then the other. All right, excellent job. You just finished your 5 stretches before bed. Now in the morning, I hope you'll feel a little bit looser. Try to do these stretches every night before bed. It's a great way to help you relax and help you sleep a little bit more soundly. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.